The gavel struck with a force that echoed through the Pinewood County Courthouse, silencing the packed gallery. Officer Daniel Harris's face turned ashen as the jury foreman's voice rang out, "Guilty." Across the room, 73-year-old James Carter, a retired school principal, sat with quiet dignity, his hands clasped tightly. For months, he'd endured humiliation, fear, and betrayal framed for a crime he didn't commit. Now, as the truth unfolded, Pinewood, Georgia, would never be the same. This is the story of one man's fight against corruption, a battle that exposed a rotten system and sparked a reckoning. It began on a warm Saturday morning in April. James, a widower with gray hair and a gentle smile, was driving his pristine 1998 Lincoln Town car through Pinewood's quiet streets. The car was his pride, a reward for 35 years of teaching history to the town's youth. He was headed to his daughter Sarah's house, where his grandchildren, 8-year-old Lily and 12-year-old Ethan, had planned a surprise to celebrate his recent community service award. James hummed an old jazz tune, picturing their excited faces. As he glanced in his rearview mirror, a police cruiser appeared behind him. James, ever cautious, kept his speed steady at 30th exact limit and his hands visible on the wheel. He'd lived through enough talks with his parents about navigating encounters with police as a black man. Even at his age, he knew the rules hadn't changed. When the cruiser's lights flashed, James signaled, pulled over, and waited, heart pounding. Officer Daniel Harris, a 42-year-old veteran with a muscular frame and a permanent scowl, approached. "License and registration," he barked, hand on his holster. James, polite but firm, asked, "May I ask what I did wrong, officer?" Harris's eyes narrowed. "You were driving too slow. People drive slowly when they're hiding something." James, maintaining eye contact, replied, "I was going exactly 30, sir. I always follow the law." Harris smirked. "Sure you are. Is this your car? Pretty fancy for someone from Willow Street." Willow Street was Pinewood's predominantly black neighborhood, where James had lived for decades. His jaw tightened, but he stayed calm. "Yes, sir. I bought it new in '98. Harris called for backup, muttering about possible contraband. Within minutes, Officer Emily Tran, a rookie, arrived, looking uneasy. Harris ordered James out of the car, claiming he smelled something suspicious. "I don't consent to a search," James said, recalling advice from a community workshop. Harris's face hardened. "Step out, or you'll make this worse." As James stood on the sidewalk, Harris tore through the car, tossing out a gift bag of cookies for the grandkids and dumping the glove compartment's contents. Across the street, Mrs. Thompson, a former colleague, recorded on her phone. Other neighbors gathered, some filming. "Stop recording, or I'll charge you," Harris shouted. James spoke up, his principal's voice steady. "They have a right to record, officer." Harris glared but returned to the search. Minutes later, he emerged, holding a small plastic bag of white powder. "Well, look at this," he said with a triumphant grin. James stared, stunned. "That's not mine. I've never seen it before." Harris sneered. "That's what they all say?" "Tran, cuff him." Tran hesitated, then complied. As the cuffs clicked, Sarah's blue SUV pulled up. "Dad, what's happening?" she cried, her kids watching from the back seat. "Papa," Lily sobbed, tears streaming. James, fighting to stay composed, called out, "Sarah, call Laura Bennett." "It's a mistake." At the Pinewood police station, James endured fingerprinting and a mugshot under harsh lights. His request for a phone call was delayed, and his blood pressure medication, left in the car, was inaccessible. Harris logged the evidence, writing a report that painted James as combative and suspicious. In the holding cell, surrounded by younger men, James sat quietly, his world unraveling. Sarah, meanwhile, worked the phones, desperate for a lawyer. Most local attorneys declined, wary of challenging the police. Her husband, Mark, paced, comforting the kids. "Nobody wants to take on Harris," Mark said. "He's protected by Chief Reynolds." Sarah's resolve hardened. "I'm calling Laura Bennett. She fought that brutality case in Atlanta." Despite the cost, Sarah knew her father's freedom was at stake. Laura, a 36-year-old civil rights attorney, met Sarah at the station within hours. Her presence shifted the room's dynamic. The desk sergeant suddenly found the bail paperwork. "They've charged him with possession with intent to distribute," Laura explained. It's an overcharge to pressure him. James, exhausted, insisted, those drugs aren't mine. He planted them. Laura's eyes were grave. I believe you, Mr. Carter. We're going to fight. That night, James returned home to find his door defaced with a racial slur and his belongings trashed. Sarah insisted he stay with her. The next day, the local paper ran a story with James's mugshot, quoting Harris's report without his side. Colleagues turned away. The school board suspended his mentoring role. Anonymous calls taunted, drug dealer's house. James's health faltered. Nightmares, high blood pressure, and a disheveled appearance replaced his usual polish. 2 weeks later, James told Laura, I want to plead guilty. My family's suffering. Laura leaned forward. This isn't just about you, Mr. Carter. Harris has done this before. If we don't stop him, he'll target others. James nodded slowly. Then we fight for everyone. Laura's office became a war room. She mapped out Harris's pattern. 15 of 18 recent traffic stops targeted Black or Latino drivers, 5 leading to drug charges with identical reports. Sarah, assisting, noted, he picks older drivers who won't fight back. Laura filed motions for independent drug testing and Harris's complaint history, but the department claimed his body cam malfunctioned. Laura scoffed. That's no coincidence. A breakthrough came when Sarah found a dash cam memory card under James's car seat. The footage showed Harris holding something small before the stop and muttering a racial slur when James looked away. Laura shared the find with Rachel Lee, an investigative journalist. Rachel's article, Pattern of Prejudice, detailed Harris's history without revealing the footage, sparking public outcry. Officer Emily Tran, shaken by the arrest, met Laura secretly. I've seen Harris do this before, she whispered. An elderly Hispanic man, same setup. But I can't testify yet. Tran's fear of retaliation was palpable, but she promised to guide Laura to evidence. Meanwhile, James collapsed from stress, hospitalized with dangerously high blood pressure. Sarah pleaded, this is killing him. James, from his hospital bed, insisted, the truth matters. Laura uncovered more. Drug tests showed the cocaine in James's case matched samples from Harris's other arrests, suggesting a single source, possibly the evidence room. An anonymous USB drive showed Harris entering the evidence room hours before the stop, with no case-related reason. Tran's tip led Laura to dismissed cases with contaminated evidence, hinting at a departmental scheme. As the trial neared, Chief Reynolds retired abruptly, and Prosecutor David Walsh was replaced by State Attorney Karen Liu, known for tackling police misconduct. The FBI launched an investigation, and James testified at state hearings, his dignified words moving lawmakers. Respect for the law must be earned through equal treatment. The trial began in a tense courthouse. Judge Evelyn Brooks, a Black woman known for fairness, presided. Laura's opening was measured. This is about truth when those with power abuse it. The defense, led by Thomas Reed, portrayed Harris as a hero targeted by activists. Laura presented the dash cam, body cam fragments, and gas station footage showing Harris retrieving something from his trunk. Tran testified about drop kits, drugs kept to plant on suspects. Harris's wife, Linda, provided texts revealing his bigotry, taught another Willow Street guy a lesson. On the stand, Harris unraveled under Laura's questioning. You people always think you're above the law, he snapped, exposing his bias. The final blow came when IT expert Michael Chun recovered Harris's full body cam footage, hidden on an encrypted drive. It showed Harris preparing a drug package, planting it, and laughing post-arrest. The jury deliberated briefly, returning guilty verdicts on all counts: evidence tampering, false reports, civil rights violations, and obstruction. Judge Brooks sentenced Harris to 12 years, no parole for 8, and ordered a review of his arrests and department practices. You undermine justice itself, she said, her voice heavy. Harris, handcuffed, faced the humiliation he'd inflicted on James. Pinewood changed. New Chief Marcus Tate apologized to James, who used a civil settlement to found the Carter Justice Fund. The department added a civilian oversight board and bias training. Tran led a new internal affairs unit. James's name graced the high school library, and state laws mandated secure body cam storage. Sarah's family healed, and James mentored again, watching new officers play basketball with neighborhood kids. 6 months later, James stood on Sarah's porch, coffee in hand, watching Officer Aisha Khan coach Ethan's jump shot. Justice isn't just punishment, he told Sarah. It's building a world where this can't happen. Pinewood's wounds were healing, its future brighter because one man refused to stay silent. What do you think about James's fight against injustice? Have you faced or witnessed abuse of power? Share your thoughts below, especially on confronting violence and unfairness. Your voice matters. Take a stand and let us know where you stand.